Literally, I just woke up now, and today I want to work remotely from home, and I want to share with you how it's like to work from home remotely as a developer, as a data engineer, basically. Here's a nice view of Finland. Let's make some tea first. So first thing first, I do as a data engineer, especially senior, you need to make sure that all the pipelines work, everything works fine uh, for the last day, and nothing's broken. And then the very first thing I do is checking all the tickets and tasks I have for today. Usually it's like one or two tickets or main tasks I need to do. Also, I need to keep looking for the maintenance stuff to make sure that nothing's broken, and if there's something wrong I need to fix it immediately. Those who work in tech know that we use Jira or ClickUp or softwares like this to track our tickets and work, and we just need to go to the panel and see what tickets we have and check the progress. So I'm blaring the screen because it's security wise. I shouldn't show these things to you. And yeah, also check some other pipelines, you know, in Google Cloud, in Azure, AWS, and we have all kinds of components. I will talk about it later on if you're interested. But in this video, I'd like to talk more about, working remotely. So it comes with benefits and some disadvantages, of course. There are good things and bad things working from home, working remotely. So it gives you the flexibility to work from anywhere you want, anytime you want. So when I'm working like this, there's no obligation for me to just start working continuously until 5. I can work and then go cooking, then go shopping, and then come back and then do my business. But at the end of the day, I should work like 7, 8 hours. And then most importantly, I need to take care of my tickets and tasks. That's the most important thing I need to do uh, when working remotely. So I will talk about disadvantages as well because I like to go to the office pretty much every day, and that's the practice had for the last like 4 or 5 years. This is how I like it. Here at home, I don't really have a fancy desktop. It's just normal desktop. I don't even have a monitor because I don't work that much from home. But if you want to work remotely, you definitely gonna need, a big monitor because it's not easy with small screens to work with different tools and platforms at the same time. But and for a couple of days at home, in a month, that's good enough. Now let's talk a little bit about the problems come with working remotely. So for the first year when I came to Finland, it was like 2021. It was, I can say that it was pretty much the end of COVID we had, and it wasn't mandatory going to the office. These days, it's kind of mandatory. You need to be at the office at least 2 or 3 times a week. For most of companies, it's like this. But back then, it wasn't necessary to go to the university or to the office. So pretty much I was working from home, and it wasn't really a good practice for me. After 1 year, I realized that I could have been more efficient if I were going to the university, to the lab. So that was my first understanding of how it's to work from home, from remotely. And it's not that fancy as you think. um all the time that you see all the time and watch, well, videos on YouTube that people working from a cafeteria, or they have a like fancy life. It's not like that, to be honest. It's very bad that way. You're less efficient working remotely unless you have really good office for you at home. You have monitor, you have all the system, you have focus you want to have. It's not that easy. And the other problem is that, so there are things happen in life, and it's not that easy to be focused on your job during the day at home. So it's like that's at some point there is no line between your personal life and your work. So sometimes you see that you're working until midnight because you want to compensate, you want to deliver stuff. And that's the problem comes when you're working remotely. At some point you understand that, well, you know everything's coupled, everything's together, and there is no hard line between life and work. But when I'm working at the office, it's like that. I go there like 9, and then I finish 5:30, and then that's it. When I close my laptop, that's it. I'm done with that, and I have like the rest of the day for myself. It's a good thing. But when you're working remotely, you all the time think about your work. So and that's not a good practice. I tried so many times to have this line to say that I want to work like from this time to this time and then close laptop. But what's the point if I'm supposed to work that time continuously from like 9 to 5 p.m.? So I go to the office. What's the point? So one thing I'm trying to tell you is that it's not that fancy as you might think. And that's the reality. The reality is so complex. So don't believe these videos, in the cafeteria, typing and they're running their business. Even if you're running your business, it's not that easy. You need to have the focus. You need to be consistent. It takes a lot of time to do what you want to do. So don't believe these gurus on YouTube. One benefit you get with working from home is that I can get to, cook my food at home. So I'm gonna work with pizza today. So let's do it. I can say cooking at home is quite cheaper than outside when you want to have the same food. So here with this pizza, like it's more than 2 people, it costs like 12 euros to get the ingredients all together: meat, the bread, mushrooms, anything else. One of the good things working from home is that, I usually like to have a quick nap, like 15 minutes at home. So it helps me to, to continue my job. It's not that simple when you're working at the office. But as I said before, it makes it even more difficult because you need to compensate for that wasted time on some other things, and you need to continue working until maybe late night, But let's talk a little bit about data engineering, and one of the very first tasks that you need to work on as data engineer. Already talked a little bit about what's the role of a data engineer, but let me give you a quick example. So I told you that the role of a data engineer is that we have some data sources on one side. On this side, we have data sources. We have all kinds of data sources. It could be like just API, could be another database, could be like XML files, could be some files stored somewhere, could be some other platforms, could be streaming data. We have all kinds of data. So on the other side, I told you that we can say destination or consumers basically. So we talked that we can have all kinds of customers, marketing team, other departments, other organizations, maybe the police department. The role of a data engineer is in the middle of this flow here. So here we create the pipelines, platforms, basically the tools that move the data, that can move the data from this side to the other side in the shape they want to have the data. So let me go a little bit deeper and give you an example of why it's so complicated. So we have massive amount of data. Let's say we have this single source of data, and to get the data from that, we need to fetch the data using HTTP requests. So if you don't know what is HTTP request, if you don't know what is API, you need to know a little bit about backend and the basic about web development and programming. So we have this API. So this API is provided by other departments. So they say that if you want our data, you just need to send post request, HTTP post request to this API and get the data. And that's it. So now, one of the very first things we want to have is a system that can run automatically over and over during day, night. It shouldn't be manual. It should be completely automatic. So send the request to this, fetch the data, and then back it to the destination we want. So here probably we want to store it in a middle database. Usually it's called data warehouse, where we keep the data, fetch the data, transform it, do some transformation on that, and keep it in our data warehouse. And then from data warehouse we can have it in other places as well for other departments. So to do this, you need to build. You need to use either some ready-to-use platforms, like combination of GCP services, like you can have a cloud function and scheduler for you can add this cron job that do this code, run this code at these times, like 4 times a day. You can do this with cron jobs, you can do this with schedulers in GCP, you can do this with platforms like Airflow. So you can build this system by putting different things together, and then it runs during midnight, even when you're asleep. and fetches the data and then sends the data to the destinations it wants, or stores it in the database or data warehouse. So this is one of the examples. And when you add multiple sources and different kinds of sources, it even gets uglier, gets messier, and also when it comes to massive amount of data, gigabytes of data, millions of rows, every single day, every single hour, you need to make sure that this pipeline doesn't break and it can tolerate everything. We have all kinds of tools out there, and understanding each tools how they work is really difficult job. Even most senior engineers, they just know the 10% of the tools out there. Still, there are a lot of mysteries for a lot of senior developers and engineers. So it's not like that you can, learn it all together after 5 or 6 years. Every day there is this new tool, and with this AI, we're gonna see a lot of AI based tools, a lot of AI agents. So you need to keep yourself up to date all the time. But yeah, that's one of the examples I want to talk about. And in upcoming videos, I'm going to talk more about how you can actually be successful in interviews, how to apply easier to get the job faster. And there was some people asking about, is it possible to apply for a job from outside country, inside country? Well, the answer, the quick answer is that you can apply to any job from anywhere in the world, but it's dependent on different things. It's not just simple answer yes or no. It's just possibility and probability of that to happen. Okay. My actual work is done. I try to do all my tickets and tasks, but my life doesn't end here, and I need to still continue with my own tasks and jobs. So the first thing is learning Finnish language. So because here I don't have to learn Finnish daily. Um, Pretty much 99% of people in Finland can speak in English fluently, I can say. Or when you go to shopping centers, when you go to the customer service, at my daily job, everything's in English pretty much. For some works, you need to know Finnish for some general works, especially if you're contacting local people, because they'd like to talk in their own language. As a customer, they want to, when a citizen talking to customer service, they love to talk in their own language. Of course, they don't want to interact with English. But as a customer, as a client, you don't have to. You can talk in any language you want, and they accept. So it's either Swedish, Finnish, or English. So I've been okay with English so far, but the problem is that after 5 years, when my 5 years end, when I want to apply for citizenship, it requires to know Finnish language. Actually, I need to take an exam, a language exam for that. So it takes, huge amount of time. It's not really easy for me. So that's one of the things I need to work on, like maybe 1 hour a day. And also there is this my SaaS products. I work on that time to time. I'm not really focused on that these days. That's really bad. I will talk about it later on. Also, there are other responsibilities in life, and also I want to have fun as well. So yeah. Now it's time to go outside a little bit and enjoy the nature, enjoy summer, this nice weather and this amazing nature here we have. Yes. when we want to relax a little bit, we come to this place. It's far from the city, or like 20 minutes far. It's very quiet and relaxing. The neighborhood, I guess it's called Haltia, this place. Most of the time it's so quiet. And there is a lake over there. Yeah, that's how you enjoy the nature in Finland. That's how most of people here enjoy life. Now I'm back in home, and that officially ends this video. Now the only thing left to do is to edit the video. And of course, for the rest of the night, I'm gonna spend some time with my wife watching TV, some movies. And then also, right now I'm doing some jogging, doing exercise. Yeah, see you soon.